Hello everyone, my name is Lorthorn, and welcome to a mod showcase for two very cool 1.18.1 village mods. We have Sky Villages and Stoneholm Underground Villages. I'm also going to be using the Icarus mod, just because I think it's a good way for you to get into the Sky Villages, and we're going to start on the Sky Villages. Now, Sky Village is a mod that puts this village up in the sky. They have their own unique styles and builds and lookouts to them, their own buildings and various different things going on in them. And they're really pretty. I love their design. You could just slap a village in a sky, maybe have a bit of an underlaying block structure to it, but this takes it a step further. And these gorgeous floating islands, I love them. What does the Sky Villages have to offer? Well, it's got these forge spots for you to work with. It's got archery things, so it's basically got the amenities. There's a villager here who can make bow stuff. It's got farms that are in these really cool sort of downward cycling paths you can find. It's got secret rooms. Now these rooms you can't actually get to by normal means. You have to mine for them, but it's got them, which I think is kind of cool. These rooms that hiddenly spawn in these pillars. It makes it a really nice extra experience. I love these floating islands. So target practice here, there's a little mob, of course the chest, then you got the lanterns lighting the whole place up, proper smithy. They got greeneries, this place for proper farming, you can relax. They got a farmer, he's doing his farming. They have these lovely chairs everywhere so you can look out, and no Sky Village is exactly alike. They all got their own spawns, just like villages normally. Here I like to think of this sort of like a lecture hall. So the guy stands up here and lectures to you about alchemy, and then everyone's sitting here getting the lecture. Kind of a cool idea. And so we got two different alchemy lecture halls here. Could be churches maybe. They got these subfloors as well. There's not actually anything up here, but it still has these subfloor ceilings, which are very pretty. Again, these paths that hang down. It's got a target hidden away right there. And so here's the well. Yes, they got fountains or wells, so this is meant to be like a water fountain. Sort of dealio, it spouts down. It's just very nice. Little just extra feature. They're gorgeous. They're like godly palaces with quartz bricks, and they're designed, use a lot of creative blocks and just have a very appealing look. And they also got these little platforms, which is what made me think of the Icarus mod, because you have your wings, you jump off, and then you can fly down to the mortal world, you know, land down here, get your landing going, and then you're like, okay, I want to go up there and showcase this. Alright, let's get back up to the village. You take your Icarus rings, you fly back up, and then you can go swoop around, look for a nice place to enter. Oh, here looks like a good spot. Settle down here, and then you can go to your lecture. And so you can sort of live among the skies with this Sky Villages, and it's really pretty. Also, what's really nice about the Sky Villages is you actually don't have to go looking for them. So whenever you create a new world, it spawns one just right nearby for you to instantly go find and explore. And like I said, they have all different shapes and sizes. This is a massive Sky Village. This is the biggest one I've seen. Here's one of the huts. I haven't seen many of the Sky Village huts. So they got own unique buildings, living quarters. So this is actual beds set up here. You can go up to the carrot garden. It's so nice. The use of these windows or trapdoors for windows really well put together. It's got that very nice look to it. And again, we get a different thing here. We have a cartography table and a map of the globe. And this is a very long sort of hall, drawn out thing. Got an internal little lecture hall here. Private doors for people to sleep in, sort of just little bedrooms. Chest with supplies. And it goes straight into this library that's got this big open sort of look to it. It's very grandiose. It's like they don't care about the weather. They've got a little bit of insulation. But this is a village of the gods, so you can sleep open to the elements and be fine. There's probably some sort of magic protecting it. A little funny spawn thing here. these just, I think the way they go is it spawns out islands, so it created a loop here. Actually can't get over there. So 2 different archery ranges, some badgers up here, that's a different mod, another fountain, and then we got a proper blacksmith's house here. Goes upstairs, just a little bit of storage. Really good items actually. 2 diamonds. Nice storage at the blacksmithy, and then he's got his note block for you to play with. Smith going on here, his doors working. And it doesn't have to make sense because it's a crazy village. So there's just this drop off here. Or you can take the full path around, go by the town center, ring the village bell. These guys aren't getting raided, that's for certain. Cycle down here to the big communal forge fire. Another blacksmithy down here. It's just so well put together. I love that you start right near them. Here we've got the weaver's place. Do some work there. Another cartographers. And they all just have their own really nice aesthetic. That's quite nice. And again, it's like these long segments, these little secret rooms just hidden away. Just these lovely little touches that bring it all together, and the floating pillars. It's just so nice looking. And you can really get a feel for how grandiose these things are. Just looking at them and appreciating them for how scaled huge they are. Spray on the sky, and they look good. They don't look out of place. They look like they could easily fit in Minecraft, which is always something I look for in mods. When I'm looking at them, I want something that fits within the world of Minecraft, and this definitely does this. I just really like the sky villages, but I also really like something that's quite nearby that also spawns relatively near to spawn and other villages as well. Now recently I released a YouTube short about Fallout vaults in Minecraft for the mod called Stoneholm, Underground Villages. And what this mod does is it adds these vaults to Minecraft, these underground villages. And you can find these sort of just random structures sprinkling the landscape that sometimes are near villages, sometimes not. And it's just this path into the underground. Like, okay, what's this? This is kind of interesting. Usually they have some sort of mechanic for getting in. This one's got some nice grass. And then you enter into these ancient halls, and you're like, whoa, what's going on here? They've got art, they got villagers living down here, sometimes they have cows. They also got their own beds, but it's sort of a different element than those up in the sky. These guys have locked up sections of their caverns. They've got this sort of foreboding, post-apocalyptic sort of survival thing going on for these guys. These old pathways and maybe tunnels they planned to expand. And I really like the idea of, well, this one here goes into the open, so maybe you could open up the world to the villagers and actually give them their freedom. Or if this connects to a cave, you could then have them go throughout the caves, and you could explore the caves for yourself and have a way to connect. And it sort of just got this very, I don't know, like I described it originally, a very Fallout feel with these villagers living in these sort of well put together, but something's definitely off places. They got these wacky random ends, they got these creepy iron bars, they got some cobwebs, sure they got some flowers growing, but it's sort of denigrated and it's gone downhill. They sleep together in cramped compartments. And it's not the best of living quarters, and they definitely, something's very, very much up with them, whatever it is. Secret halls and corridors, and it's a maze-like spinning house structure. That's just so cool to go through. I really like exploring them. They also got their own chests going on, their own deals, and you never know exactly what you're going to find when you're in these halls. And one of my favorite features, if I can find it again here, getting all the dead-end versions. Let's see. Yeah, like one of these random rooms. This like, what's going on in this room? But that's not it. That's a cool one, but that's not it. It should be right here. So these. So you come up to these and you can walk down into them. And they're these sort of the abandoned parts, the things that the villagers had to abandon, seal away. And they've got extra stuff in them, but no villagers. And so you could reclaim them for the village. You could break down the bars, light them up, fight back against the monsters that spawn here, and open up the underground to new places for the villagers. I love that as a concept of there is halls that they once had, but they had to retreat from because monsters broke into the old vaults. And so you can sort of cleanse them, explore them, and find their treasure and secrets within. And it's just got this very cool Fallout vibe, but it fits Minecraft world as well. This is a rather small one. They can get huge. And they also, from the underground, you can see how they sprawl. This is a small one, but you can see it's laid out. This is a village underground. This is sort of one of the lesser vaults that you can find. But it's definitely got some vibes going for it. It's got a look. It's got this thing going on. You can dig this tunnel for them. It's this extra mine shaft. And it's really cool. And although they're not guaranteed to spawn as near to spawn as the village, they still are relatively close by. They have their own sort of sprawling majesty to them, and add in with the underground update, if they connect to caves or whatever it may be, they've got these really cool looks and the ability to be quite interesting, just to explore them and see what's going on, to find these old hidden things out about them, to look and find, like this here, okay, this has so much potential, right? You enter into this place, it's pretty cool. And then, just with a bit of digging, you can open it up to this pool to explore from. So you can live under here, you can have your villagers, and then attached to it is this underground lake. And you're like, whoa! You can go spelunking in this underground lake. You could even break it down a hole through the floor and then drop in. And it's got this very cool vibe of a very different kind of vault, but it's still there. And run down these halls and explore and find the villagers and see what's happening with them. You can climb up higher, you can go down lower, and I just love the vibe of it. It's really cool. I just wanted to share these two mods because I think they really do something for the game. Both of them. The Sky Villages adds this majesty of this village of the gods you can sort of achieve and find your way to, which is really cool. And then the Stoneholm, the underground villages, are these villages you can explore and go through, and you can claim back old lost mysteries in them. You can open up new pathways for the villagers, and even though there's not actually any quests with them, they definitely give you this sort of adventuring idea if you're doing a quest for these villagers to open up the world for them. It's just got this vibe. You're walking along the open landscape, then you look up and it's like, whoa! That's the city of the gods up there. You go up, you just see the most crazy generated city among the already crazy generated landscapes of 1.18.1. And so they just go together in this brilliant manner of these absurd landscapes and these absurd buildings. And then this here is a bit of an unfortunate spawn, but it is Stoneholm actually. They are spawned into a mountainside, so this is a bit of a weird vault. Time's shifted, it's moved on. So you can climb down here and look inside, and he's sort of like, these are the villagers that the apocalypse happened, and one moved to the sky and the others moved down. I haven't even seen the spiral staircase yet in Stoneholm. I didn't know they had these. Oh, this is brilliant. You can go down deeper into the earth through this. Oh my goodness, that is excellent having this. This is so good. And this one leads right to a forbidden tunnel, which in and of itself is brilliant. It's like the bottom lower depths, the lowest levels, no one goes there. And then you can go and explore it, and this is what I was talking about. This is it. The wooden bars that lead to the cave. There is a world beyond, and then you can break your way through. It's like, what's this? You look here, okay, it's a dead end. You're exploring through the cave, and then there's this chasm. And you're like, whoa. Gotta keep looking through here. And then you could expand this for the villagers, potentially, if you made it safe enough. But it's sort of this path that is like, I am in the underground. We should explore further in the underground and see what we can find. And, it's so good. And look at the scale of this one. Look how much it spans. It's poking out of the mountainside, It goes down, has this level, not bad. And then it's got 2 different drops. It's got that drop there, that's pretty normal. And then it's got this staircase going down. Boom, into here, this pool of water you can check out. This whole extra little vault, just some living quarters. It's got this here, it doesn't connect to a cave. It could though, you could keep mining it. And it's really cool. The entrances can have a bit of variation. Not the giant vault door, but they can have this glass that leads down to a pool of water, which I think I like better than the hay. You can get this sort of spanning world down here of the mix of water, and it's flooded partly because it's so close to ocean. So it's got this sort of flooded vibe going on, which I actually really like when playing Fallout. And then there's my favorite entrance in this one. This is a relatively small vault, but it's really well self-contained, which is quite good. It's got a very nice look to it. Ignore the villager getting attacked by the fish. Its entrance. Oh, its entrance so good. This is the high-tech one. This is where all the rich certificates flood to. It's got this little sealed vault door. Now you can break in by going through the ceiling, but it's got this iron door you can lock behind yourself. And then it's got this elevator system of this one elevator sucks you down super fast and brings you here, and then you can step out, and it's like, oh, okay. Then it's got this elevator here, which shoots you straight back up to the surface, which is really brilliant. It's very nice. It's clever design too. I never thought of that as an elevator system, not really, but yeah, you can do that. There's also iron golems down here. You could clean up the cobwebs for them. You could restore these places to their former glory, which is just such a cool idea of actually bringing them back to what they have the right potential to have. And sometimes they can just have the craziest of layouts below the ice, and you just get this one, and it's just got majesty to it. It's got size, it spreads out, it sprawls beneath the earth. There's so much going on in here. There's so much life within it. It's so good. And I just love Stoneholm so much. It's got this look that you just go, wow, that's a brilliant idea. I'm so happy someone came up with this. I really, really like it. I think it'd be cooler if there's like mega villages, which spans really far underground, or huge. But this in itself is good enough for me at the moment. It could be more, but it's so much already that I'm quite happy with it. And I just love it. I love the Stoneholm, I love the underground village. And I love the godly sky villages of the above it all, above the earth. They've got their own look to them, they got their own thing going on. They got their own majesty, their own story to add to the game. These are villagers that have gone beyond and above the normal villagers. They've created something truly beautiful and amazing. They've got their own home in the sky now. So there is a theory that Minecraft is a post-apocalyptic world. And with that in mind, I really like the concept of the sky villagers, who are a little suicidal, it would appear. Sort of are the super elites. They use their technology or magic to ascend the village into the clouds. And so they can survive no matter what now. They are so above it all. They are these godly figures. But they've grown decadent in their years, and they have nothing to do. They can't expand, they can't explore. It's hard for others to reach them, and so life has become meaningless, even in their amazing homes. And that's why we saw one light himself on fire, another one jump to his doom. And then we have the humble, normal village. These villages are what's left of civilization in this post-apocalypse. These are those who just try to get along and survive. They're living their life the best they can. They made iron golems to defend themselves, the ancient automatons, the old technology that they themselves have lost the skill to create, but still exist to protect them. They're living the best lives they can. They have children, they farm, they live on the ground. At night, the monsters rise and attack them, and the sort of pillagers and those who consult with dark powers and dark magics and have fallen to the evil will come in raid and attack them. But they won't give this life up for the safety of the sky or the dwelling below ground, because they live in this land, they get to farm, they get to have the open air, but they can explore, they can leave their village if they want to, they can become traders, they can travel amongst the world, they get to meet people, new travelers come, and they have a good life, relatively. It's a hard life, but it's a good life, and it's what they live. And then we have the villagers of the Stoneholm. Sometimes they live nearby the other villagers, but they have a very different life. They live in dark, old underground tunnels. They've lost the light. They have these cells they almost live in. They are connected to tunnels that lead to where monsters come from. The original openings to hell, where the darkness escaped. Yes, they can live. They have the apiaries. They have their green zones. They have some nice life. But it's also dark and constrained. Sure, they have the knowledge that was once of great use to them in their libraries, but it is hollow. And, well, they are dealing with the monsters and problems their own way. They don't get raided. The terrorists still strike and stalk their halls, and they had to abandon and retreat from the darkness within. And so they are safe, yet they are always at danger's edge, and they are very much prisoners of their own making. You can come and liberate them and change their life story. And you can affect each village in your own way, being the hero, giving these ones new space. The Sky Village, you could bridge it to the ground if you want to and ruin their way of life. Or you could leave it as is, and it's just this very poetic sort of continuation of the story of Minecraft. That, yeah, something bad once happened in the world of Minecraft. And so each village is now its own microcosm of those just trying to survive this new, brave, terrifying world of what happened in the, well, apocalypse to them, basically. Monsters rise to the ground, villagers have allied themselves with the evil forces, there's darkness, portals to hell are across the land. They were destroyed, but their danger is still there. It's just this very much... oh no, it's very cool to add both of them, I think. And one or the other is really neat by itself, but altogether, it adds a new element to the story, and I think for me, anyways, completes it. I really like these two mods, and I just wanted to show them to you because I think people deserve to see what's really cool, and the mod makers deserve to have these two really cool mods shown off because I think they're brilliant. I think people should play with them. Honestly, I don't see any problem with these two mods. They're not overpowered. They don't really fundamentally change the game. They just add something so beautiful and simple to the story and make the world more full, and I really, really like that. And they just make the whole idea of the game and the story that you tell yourself a little bit more special and a little bit more magical and adventurous in spirit. And that's what I really like. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Try to do more reviews and guides and various other things in the future. You know, I should be doing more. I could do better. I can do more. And so I think I will. So yeah, thank you for sticking around to the end. Check out my videos. And I hope to show you guys a whole lot more cool things that other people make. Because Minecraft's pretty cool. I mean, look at that. A boat frozen in a glacier. Doesn't get much cooler than that. And with that, I'll leave you to. So as always, again, thank you very much for watching. And until next time, goodbye.